Hi, and welcome to That Guy's a Maniac, the podcast. I'm your host, Richie.
And I'm your host, Cunzy11, aka Farley. Cue the music.
Have you got a good one?
I'm just checking.
You're just checking if you have a good one?
Checking, I've not just made up a word, and so that'd be pretty hard for you to get. Yeah, I got it, a good one.
You've got a good one. Right, good, great. Okay. Well, say hello to everyone. Oh, no,
Hello.
We don't do that anymore.
Okay, then. I rescind my hello.
yeah, don't. We pre-record the hellos because we're efficient. You know, we don't waste any time on this podcast. We make it streamlined for everyone.
I think you're giving away too much of the stagecraft behind the scenes. Now, listen, before we start the podcast, actually,
we have started.
Yes, well, before we start the meat of the podcast.
Yeah.
I've been playing some games recently which have very good soundtracks.
Okay.
One of which is Mario Run, very old game, which I started playing again. But there's a newish thing, who knows when in the last 5 years it was introduced, where you can play like 10 short remix levels.
Okay.
But I recommend you listen to the Mario Run Remix 10 theme. It's
okay.
Cool. Really, really good. And then the other thing I've been doing is Disney's Race Storm. They did like a free racing game.
Okay, yeah.
And it's got its claws into me in a big, big way. Even though it's gatchy as hell, it's frustrating. Anyway, each of the tracks is based on a Disney franchise. But the soundtrack is top tier because they use all the Disney themes.
Yeah.
Sometimes with words.
But they've got all of those assets. Like any Disney game is going to be very, very good in that respect.
But like if you want to hear the gospel truth but with wob wob underneath it, that's worth listening to. And it is very good. Big fan of the Little Mermaid tracks. So there we go. Those are my recommends. Look those up. Of course, in this day and age, there's no way that you can actually go and listen to this music or buy this music legitimately. So just rip it. Rather than listen to the YouTube 24-hour extended video, which actually has adverts throughout. Anyway, there's my Rex.
Good Rex.
Yeah. Look them up.
I don't think I've been playing anything.
Give them a listen.
Yeah. My WoW sub ran out.
Oh, that's big. That's big.
That is big, yeah. I didn't know.
Pang. Did you get a single pang of like?
No, I didn't even notice it run out. I accidentally clicked on the Blizzard launcher and can't even do it. Oh well.
Can't even if I wanted to.
Oh well. Be what it be.
It be what it be. Now we are on the final part of our 24-part series on Pokemon types. But before we do that, Richie, we have a wee little game.
A wee little game
called Character Item Level, which isn't really like mineral, animal, mineral, vegetable, and it isn't really like 20 questions, but that's how we describe it.
Okay.
And it's video game themed, everybody, because we're a video game podcast.
Yeah. So it's going to be a video game character, a video game level, or video game item. Nice and easy. It's great. It's good. And it's a fun game.
It is a fun game, actually. I've enjoyed this game. And I think we've contributed to some of the tech as to how you play it.
Yep.
If for those of you who want to play it at home. Now, Richie, it's my turn to have a thing, and you turn to guess a thing.
Me turn, guess thing.
Me turn.
Okay,
thing,
so my turn to guess a thing.
Yes.
And just you were talking about the tech. Tech tip. One of the best questions to ask is it a character, item, or a level?
This is a very top tier tech for this game. And I can confirm, Richie, that yes, it is a character item or a level.
Which one is it?
It's an item.
It's an item. Okay. Another top tier question.
Yeah.
Is this item from a Nintendo franchise?
It is a good top tier. Yes, it is. No, it's not. No, sorry. No, it's not. Sorry, confused.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Right, okay. So if it's not from a Nintendo game, immediately the next thing you have to try is Final Fantasy. Is it from the Final Fantasy series?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
Kind of.
So this item is in Final Fantasy series.
I'll give you a clue because I think that's
okay.
difficult. So it's kind of like, do you remember how I think it's Mario Sports Mix on the DS, maybe had like Final Fantasy characters in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Okay, so okay. So
I think it's not very useful. Just don't think of Final Fantasy.
Don't think of Final Fantasy. Just move on. Okay.
Yeah. Don't discard anything with Final Fantasy adjacent.
Is this an item a Final Fantasy 7 character would use?
No.
Okay. Or where?
No.
Okay. I think.
Well, no. What? That's not a helpful line of thought.
Okay, it's not a helpful line of thought. Right, let's move on. So if it's not Final Fantasy, I need to check our other go-tos. Resident Evil. Is this an item from a Resident Evil franchise?
It is not an item.
Okay. So, I know you said not to think Final Fantasy too much. Is this item typically found in RPGs?
No.
No. Okay. Damn.
But
I really haven't been able to whittle this one down.
All your questions are...
Yes, technically they are, but that's not going to help you get to where you're...
get obsessed or hung up on it, but also don't discard it out of hand.
Yeah,
so okay. So you haven't really clarified anything.
Nothing, except...
Not from a Nintendo franchise.
I'm not necessarily wrong. Okay, let's go back to franchises. Is this typically a PlayStation game? Or the item, is it found in a typically PlayStation franchise? Oh God!
Yes, but also it's not very helpful to just think it's a PlayStation.
Oh my God! Is it also an Xbox? Is this from a 2 generations ago? I don't know that. Right, okay. Does this item help a character? Is it a power up?
It's not a power up.
It's not a power up. Does it fill up health?
It doesn't fill up health.
Okay. Does this item... Is it used as a weapon?
It's not used as a weapon.
Okay. Other items. Is this item thrown?
This item is not thrown.
Okay. Is this item shot?
This item is not shot.
Is it used to shoot things?
It's not used to shoot things.
Okay. Not from a Nintendo franchise. Number. Is this a piece of clothing of some kind?
It's not a piece of clothing of some kind.
Armor?
It's not armor.
Okay. Is this... It's not a weapon, it's not an armor, it's not a power-up. Is this a gauge of something, such as your health or armor value?
It's a gauge of something, but not your health or your armor value.
Is it one of the collectible power-ups that give you access to the extra or bonus level in either Broadland or New Zealand Story?
No.
Damn it!
It's not the extend bubbles or whatever it is.
Okay, extend, extra, or bonus, or no, it's not those. Okay.
None of those.
Would the item in question kind of fall into that category of like
No.
a collectible? Okay.
No.
Is this item collectible?
Yes, but I don't think that's going to help.
Okay. It is a gauge of something.
Well,
this is like
I'm not being obtuse. when you work it out, you'll be like, oh yeah, okay.
The funny thing is like we're supposed to answer in yes or no, but we've somehow now got this third one, which is yes, but no, but don't follow this.
Yes,
path.
but don't think about this. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Is this item from a franchise, an original franchise, or is it a franchise based on a movie series, such as Star Wars or some kind of Saturday? You know. Oh no! Is this from a Lego game?
No, it's not for a Lego.
Oh, because you've already had that one, but that wouldn't fit in well.
Yeah, I think along those lines, very abstract lines.
Okay. Oh man. So very abstract lines of something like the Lego series, which ties into other things.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh gosh, I can't really think of anything like that.
So you've got the answers at your fingertips. So it's a franchise that may be based on other things.
Okay.
It's not Final Fantasy.
Oh, is it Air Guys?
PlayStation kinda.
No.
It's not Air Guys.
Okay.
That'd be really tough.
That would be really, really tough. It's just like I have no idea what items are even in that game.
Who knows?
And it's not Smash Brothers because it's not a Nintendo franchise. It's PlayStation. PlayStation-ish. Okay, so it's not like Sackboy because it adds all those tie-ins, doesn't it?
It does.
No.
You're getting warmer.
That has tie-ins and it's not Lego.
It's kind of PlayStation. It's kind of Final Fantasy, but not. It's not Final Fantasy, but it's not Final Fantasy.
So Final Fantasy characters appear in this game?
Yes.
Right. Does Cloud appear in this game?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I mean, it doesn't really help these days. It's kind of in everything.
Yeah. Like, literally, my head is just stuck in Air Guys. What is another game that Cloud has been in? He was been in Kingdom Hearts? Kingdom Hearts. It's an item from Kingdom Hearts.
It's an item from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Okay. Is it a healing potion from Kingdom Hearts? No. It's not used as a weapon.
No.
Is it used as a summon? Is it used to summon? Is it a gummy block from the gummy block spaceship thing?
That would be good, but no, it's not.
Oh God, is it the Keyblade? No, that's used as a weapon. Is it? And it's not clothes. Oh my God, what things do people have?
It's like the only item kind you haven't mentioned, I guess. Do you want a clue?
Yeah, I do.
You collect tens of thousands of them.
Oh, I have no idea what they're called. Little green balls.
No, it's not little green balls. I know what you mean. Those just recharge your magic and health, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's not those.
It's not those. There's little blue balls and little red balls.
It's not a ball-based thing.
It's not a ball-based thing.
No.
Is it something that is dropped by the Heartless Undeath?
I can't remember, but yes, maybe.
Literally thousands of them. I can't remember. Like, just tell me.
It's money.
Money. It's just money. Oh, just money. I should have thought gold.
But like MUNNY is how they call it.
Yes, of course it is. Yes.
So you see?
Yeah.
You see why it's so difficult? You had good questions, but it's like it's not Final. But if I said it was absolutely nothing to do with Final Fantasy, that kind of removes it. But it's not Final Fantasy.
No.
Is it PlayStation? Most of them were. But
yes.
then there's mobile and DS and blah 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 blah.
And now it's on PC as well.
No, it's on PC. Is it based on a movie? Well, there are entire worlds and characters.
so much. That was so hard. Hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is it a gauge of something? Yes. Your wealth.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that's half the podcast. Good.
Great. Okay. It's okay. We have been historically really, really quick at going through
very snappy.
The how to remember things in Pokemon, type matchups in Pokemon.
Yes, readers, this is what this episode is about. Is the final 3 Pokemon types. We've been going through each of the type matchups. So attack versus defense, and what is super effective, not very effective. Not effective at all, as in it does no damage against them, and we've come up with easy and quick ways to remember why. For example, ice is super effective against flying, or why dragon resists the elemental triangle plus grass and electric. The elemental triangle, which only has 2 things in it, and then the other 2 things. This week we're on the new types. Introduced into Pokemon in 1998.
The second generation brought
second
in.
generation, and then one from whenever it was Gen 6. These are Dark, Steel, and Fairy types, which I'm still not familiar with because they're new. They feel new. Yeah. I still don't confidently know what any of these are effective against or not. Who wants to?
I'm gonna kick this one off.
Okay.
You are gonna tell me.
Yeah.
What 2 types?
Yeah.
Is dark moves effective against?
Okay. So dark, as the lore goes, was introduced because in the first generation, Psychic didn't really have a counter.
It had Ghost, but Ghost was always paired with Poison for some mad reason.
Yeah, it had Ghost, but there was one line. Is it literally just the Gengar line? Is Ghost?
Just Gengar, yeah.
Okay. So Dark is super effective against Psychic, for sure. Then...
I can confirm that.
Great. And then the only one I think he has an interaction with is Ghost, but didn't we cover that Ghost is super effective against Dark? Probably not. I can't remember.
So you are correct.
Okay.
Dark is super effective against both Psychic and Ghost.
Great.
Ghost has no interactions with Dark. It doesn't change.
Oh, really? I thought there was something about... Because we were thinking about how to work out because ghosts aren't afraid of the dark or whatever it was we decided on. Listen to the previous episode to find out what the way of remembering that interaction.
Oh no, yeah, it's half effective. Sorry,
Okay,
I completely missed that one. Yeah. Okay, so those are the 2 super effectives. We've got Psychic. So tell me, why is Psychic? Why is Dark super effective against Psychic?
Why it's dark? See if we get psychic. I don't really know.
So I think, and a way to think of this is, psychic Pokemon are perhaps empathetic, or have a higher understanding, and dark Pokemon are evil. So when they use a dark move, it's going to hurt them more because they are more in tune with the evilness, and they don't want to be.
We're sure we talked dark a bit, but can we just talk about the dark type? Because the others so far. Hang on, let's look down the list. Well, okay, the others kind of make sense as like elemental things, and then normal and fighting. And psychic. Don't really know what bug is.
Bug is basically husks full of grass.
Husks full of grass, as established. So what is dark? Well, if we look across the dark Pokemon, they tend to be ones which are like based on some aspect of crime.
Yeah, so it's like deception, crime, evil, things like that. Something that sort of is a bit more just dark.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, yeah.
In the 90s, in the 2000 sense.
Yeah, but not necessarily like bad, but definitely sort of like here's a good one. You liked Spy X Family, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Yor is an assassin.
Yeah.
But is also a mother and is nice and things like that. Yeah?
Yeah.
She would be a dark type because she still makes her money by killing people. Is she a bad person?
Yeah, she kills people.
For money.
Dude, I don't think for money is a justification for people not being evil.
It's transactional.
Yeah, I burnt down the orphanage, but I got paid for it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
As long as you didn't do it for free, otherwise that would be evil.
And as long as you didn't have fun doing it either, you know.
Oh yeah, as long as you were crying as you lit the match to burn down the orphanage, which happened to be next door to a puppy sanctuary.
Without being too obtuse, you get my point though. Like there are generally like, I don't know. You can choose to.
I think it's a kind of. It's like thinking about appearances of dark type Pokemon in stuff like the anime. Like there's an episode of the anime where Malamar, it's like a squid type thing, you know, it hypnotizes everybody and controls them to do bad things. Like Darkrai will put you to sleep and eat your dreams and sap your life force. So it's kind of like all these evil things, but they can't really help it, you know?
Yeah. But then you've got like Absol, which just has an emo haircut.
His emo haircut. I mean, it is a harbinger for disaster, so.
Yeah. But again, not his fault.
Well, not that we know.
Yeah, their fault. Misgendering.
Well, possibly.
Yeah.
Does Absol have different sexes?
I think it does, yeah.
Who else is dark?
The little gem guy.
Sableye.
Thank you. You know who I meant.
Yeah. But you see what I mean? Like,
and you get Impidimp.
Yeah, but like every Impidimp and every Sableye is evil. You know, it's not like a Sableye has for one reason or another turned bad. It's just all of them are bad. They're ingrained kind of.
So I don't know, like you can still use bad or Pokemon that tend to seem on the more evil side, but you can still use them altruistically. Like as a trainer, you're absolutely able to do what you want. But
can you imagine, you know, you trained up your Vullaby, right? And you know, you're training up this lovely Vulture Pokemon, and then halfway through your journey, you're like, okay, guys, let's break for dinner. And you feed your Pikachu, some nice little poker snacks. And then for Lullaby, you find a corpse of a Pidgey. And then Lullaby pecks its eyes out. Whilst everyone else is eating little puffins and stuff.
I don't think any Pokemon would do that, though.
It's literally wearing bones of things that it's eaten.
I mean...
But also it's a useful service, right? If you didn't have Lullaby, etc., then there'd just be Pokemon corpses piled.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. It sort of reflects nature and that sort of...
Yeah.
That fashion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite
cool. The kind of necessary but distasteful side of nature.
Yeah. So what about Scraggy?
Well, Scraggy's trousers are too baggy. That's inherently evil.
Yeah, he could flash you at any moment.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the flashing Pokemon.
We talked about the defibrillator Pokemon. Now we talk about the flashing Pokemon.
The flashing Pokemon, and then when it evolves, it stops flashing you, but then headbutts you.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Like, my relationship with Dark Pokemon, I think it was probably I liked Houndoom mainly because it was Fire type, and it looks like a Rockviler, except it's got horns.
A Doberman.
A Doberman, yeah, very good. A Doberman, and it's got horns. But at the same time, I didn't necessarily think this was an evil Pokemon. It just looked evil. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, you see your mate wearing a Slipknot t-shirt. Doesn't necessarily, but
they are evil coded in the for example, Houndour and Houndoom. In fact, at the beginning of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right, you fall off a cliff or something, and you basically go and have to rescue the box bike guy from a den of Houndoom and whatever, because they'll just fuck it up otherwise.
See, I think that's stereotyping from the Game Freak guys. Just
who would have been the best choice if a bunch of Dedenne or
yeah, exactly. It could have been
to rescue it from a love disc den.
What's the cream Pokemon? Alcremie?
A bunch of fucking glass of milk led by Alcremie, and you have to fight them off in order to save Miraidon or Koraidon.
Yeah, but I think they're given a bad rap, and they're given this typing. I suppose Tyranitar and things like that. Yeah,
exactly. And here's a good one, I think, to try and get past this impasse. Umbreon, right?
Yeah.
All the other evolutions do what they say on the tin, right? The water guy, the fire guy, the trans guy. Espeon's got its avatar tails and whatever. Umbreon.
Yeah.
What does it do? Just to bite you, do you reckon? Does it shit on the... Does it take a massive dump in the living room whilst looking at you?
I mean, Umbreon... I mean, there's no difference, really. Like, it's dark and it's got, like, these sort of evil ring symbols and rings. It's black and yellow like a bee. I don't know. Like, it's just black, and I think that's why it's a dark type.
Also, is it?
It evolves during night time, so it's
all
all about
during night time.
Yeah.
Yes, there is some which are where dark literally refers to it is dark. So as in there's no light.
And no light. Okay.
Yeah. Some of them anyway.
And yeah, so it's maybe where Espeon is kicking about in the daytime, Umbreon's just a nighttime, dude. And Yeah.
Okay. So we've kind of characterized dark type as
Which may help you for your next one here. Dark.
Yeah.
Dark moves are half effective against 3 different types. What are those types?
Hang on, we didn't come up with a justification for why is dark effective against ghosts.
Oh, poop. Okay, so why is dark effective against ghost?
I don't know.
Ghosts are afraid of the dark?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense, does it? I love the dark. I guess but this is passive, right? If you've removed the dark, then people will be like, oh. A ghost if you see a ghost in the daytime is 10% as scary as a ghost at nighttime.
What about if we continue down the evil path?
Yeah.
So, and again,
this is a film ghost. We're going to talk about the film ghost.
We're not going to talk about the ghost. We're going to talk about necromancers.
Okay.
So maybe dark Pokemon are more in tune with things like death and things like that, and therefore can exploit ghost, and therefore that's why they are able to hit them more effectively.
Let's go with that. Because I can't think of any other explanation for it, really.
I think that's quite good. I think I like the idea that because they enjoy the darkness and they enjoy evil things, they're able to and again, it's like you can have necromancers that aren't necessarily bad people. They just raise the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alternatively, do think about the film Ghost, which we've used before, because at the end or near the end, the bad ghost, he kind of gets dragged off into hell by the dark.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Like all those hands and stuff.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
Yeah. So just remember that.
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
Right, now back to my question.
Yes.
Not very effective. Dark being used against 3 different types.
3 different things. Interesting.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
Let's go through your thought process.
Right.
You're using your Tyranitar. You're using Dark Pulse on Crunch. Dark Crunch on what types, and you're like, oh no, this isn't going to be very effective.
Now, what is super effective against? So bug and fighting is super effective against dark. So maybe there's some reversey Percy's. So let's go with bug and fighting.
Okay, I can confirm that bug is normal effectiveness.
Okay.
But fighting is half effective. Reversey Percy.
Okay, yeah, we got a reversey Percy. Easy, slightly easy to remember, but not bug. Okay.
Yeah. Let's not think about. We're not going to go through all of the normal effectivenesses, because if we did that, this would be a whole season. But okay, so dark not being very effective against fighting. Again, we're gonna have to go back into that whole cycle of fighting psychic and dark. And as a fighting type, you gotta just think like martial artists, and maybe their body's a temple, keeping the evil out, sort of thing. They're better at it. Than, say, a normal type. So, because they spend so much time training their body and mind, they keep out the evil thoughts. You got to be well motivated if you're going to be a bodybuilder. You're not going to hang about and eat, buckets of Cadbury's,
which lets the evil in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, you know what I mean. So motivation, the opposite of motivation, is sloth. Yeah.
Disparagement.
Sloth. laziness, and therefore they're better at keeping away those dark thoughts by working on training and keeping themselves motivated and stuff like that.
Don't know. If you look at all the people in the gym, well, I don't think they're.
Shall we just use an analogy from Ghost again?
Can't punch your way dark.
You know when Demi Moore is holding the pottery?
Yeah.
She's like, no, there's no analogy there.
Okay, it's just reversey Percy, guys. Just remember that.
Yeah.
It's part of the dark psychic fighting triangle.
Yeah.
No, don't remember that because I don't think that triangle completely works.
It doesn't completely work.
Fine.
Yeah.
Just remember fighting, guys. Dark is not very good against fighting. There's 2 other types. I don't think it's any of the elements. That doesn't really make sense. It's not bug. It's not ghost because that's the other way around.
Okay, think of it this way.
Yeah.
Like, Tyranitar's definitely about to do Dark Crunch on you. Which Pokemon do you switch into to make sure it's not going to do too much damage?
Oh, Fairy. I'd swap in a Fairy.
There we go. Fairy type is not very effective. Dark is not very effective against Fairy type.
Okay.
Explain away, Farley. Your turn.
That's because in the hierarchy of high school, you've got your jocks, you've got your nerds, you've got your normal kids, you've got your alt kids, and then you got the queer guys.
Oh God.
And the jocks will beat up the normal kids, and the jocks also beat up the emo kids because they're different. But the emo kids are cooler than the fighting guys and the normal guys, but they're not as cool anymore as the gay kids. And so, even if they're wearing like a Slipknot shirt, the gay kids will just come up with some quip and remove them from their edginess.
Oh, so you just straight up putting fairy in LGBTQIA fairy type plus.
Yeah. Yeah. When we use the high school analogy, then fairy just represents like
anyone from the queer community, except trans people, because then you've got in fact, there you go, you've got Sylveon.
Yeah, you got Sylveon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more alt than alt, right? So when you well, in our day you'd be wearing trench coats and
Sisters of Mercy t-shirts.
Yeah. That's kind of a phase, you kind of grow out of it, whereas, if you're gay for life. So it's more alt than alt, so they resist the edginess of dark.
Yeah, okay.
Makes sense. And then what the fuck is the other one? I don't know. Steel, probably? Steel's resistant to everything.
Have a little think about this one.
Right. It's not dragon.
So
is it dragon?
No.
Is it steel?
No.
Well, is it poison? Cause...
No. I'm going to tell you the analogy for this one as well.
Yeah, okay.
If you're in the dark,
yeah,
and you close your eyes,
yeah, double dark.
Oh, is it dark? It's dark. Yeah, dark. It's just not very effective,
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to make it darker than dark.
Yeah. So I think if you're an emo kid, you go up to another emo kid and you're like, yes, I want to kill my mom. And the other guy will be like, cool, I cut myself. And it's just not very effective.
Yeah, not very effective. They're just one up each other in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. In the dark. They could have the lights on.
But yeah, I think the analogy of closing your eyes in the dark. What's the point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, that's an easy way to remember those interactions, everyone, for dark type. Next, flawless victory. Next one's steel.
Steel. Okay, so this one's for me. So, what is steel super effective against? How many?
No, hang on. You should do fairy, really. So let's mix them up.
Cheers.
Well, no, because you like fairy type.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't want to rob you of fairy.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, everyone. Okay, Richie. Fairy is super effective against what other types? I can tell you how many if you want.
Yeah, tell me how many.
3.
Okay, so straight out the bat, it is super
Yeah.
effective against dragon.
Yes, it is.
Now, I'm at a bit of a... I'm going to say dark.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm a bit of a weird one because I can never remember. Is it fire?
No.
Because there's something with fairy and fire, and it bugs me because it never makes sense. I'm guessing it's not very effective against fire.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
We'll see. Okay. Right. Okay. So going through, we have. God damn it! We've got dragon and dark. Fairy? Is it itself again?
No, but that's just a flat interaction. Fairy on fairy action.
It's not ghost. I don't think it's super effective against. I mean, it was brought in to really counter dragon. That's why I remember that.
Yeah.
Steel. No. I don't know. No, I'm gonna say no. Steel's like resistant to everything. There's no normal. Is there anyone else from the elemental tree?
No. I think you need to think about high schools again. Secondary schools, as we call them here.
Is it fighting?
Yes, it is fighting.
Oh, that's awful.
It is
I hate
fighting.
the fact that your analogies would work in this.
So Richie, how does one remember, as we just very clearly did, that fairy is super effective against fighting,
They're just
dragon, and dark?
so right. Let's start with fighting.
Yeah.
So fairies are more. Oh gosh, a fairy type move.
Yeah.
It's not going to be very good against fighting type.
It is. It's twice as good.
It's what? Oh my god, I've got it the wrong way around. Okay.
Yeah. Fighting's not. So it is a reversey Percy. Fighting is only half effective against fairy.
See, your analogy threw me. It made me think that it wasn't very effective.
It's because the high school bullies will try and beat you up, but they're secretly gay.
Okay. So that's what you're going for. It's because the fighting japes. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not a great one.
But it's how I remember it, right? I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying this is based on a real interaction.
But it's just how you remember
It's just how I remember. It's like, oh shit, there's a big scary matchup. Hang on.
it. Those
I'll
pants are far too tight.
I'll bring up my slur puff, and then it won't be able to punch as good, and slur puff will confuse it by creaming it or whatever they do.
Yeah, so I think in the world of Pokemon and
Yes.
perhaps that's a good way of doing it. It's like it confuses the fighting types. So if we go back to my previous analogy of the fighting types, like the body is a temple, or mental discipline and things like that, whereas fairy types are a little bit more trickstery and fun-loving and things like that.
Okay, here's a more non-discriminatory way to remember it. Even if you're like a henched out kind of guy, right? You walk into a fairy glade, and then all of a sudden your punches aren't very effective, right? Because you're punching,
Petals.
tricksy whispers in your ear and visions, and then and then you're trapped there forever because you're just trying to punch your way out. So actually, fairy is super effective against fighting, and fighting is not really effective against fairy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tricks in magical. You can't punch a
Magical. That's the thing. Yeah, so it's like that whole elemental thing as well, whereas fairy's just a bit more magical and fey, whereas everything about fighting is physical and physicality.
There we go.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fighting. Dark.
Because fairies are already quite trickstery and tricksy, they out fairy the dark and evil.
Nice. Yeah.
Does that work? You're happy with that?
Sure.
You're not.
I remember it.
And
then dragon, which we previously discussed, because I think dragon and fairy are both kind of magical, right?
Yeah. But we went into this in great depth on the actual dragon one, because we actually talked about how fairy was super effective against it, and we just couldn't really find a good reason, sort of.
No.
And except for like trying to call upon some kind of like social what is it when there's like where everybody sort of agrees on something, but it's not necessarily. It's like a shared consciousness,
a delusion, a shared delusion.
Yeah, shared delusion, or even just a shared consciousness of like, this is how dragons and fairies behave together. Yet, like, there's no definitive rules about it. They're supposed to be, more tricksy, but you still get stuff like fairy dragons and things like that, and it bugs me.
I think it's because in the UK we have those weird shops which will sell like maybe some minerals, maybe some like pottery ducks and dogs, but they'll also have metal dragons holding a little gemstone.
Yeah,
shaped, and then also like loads of little fairies
covered in fake plastic
like
rhinestones.
Yeah, like fairy figures. And then let's just think that perhaps the fairy figures just outsell the dragons.
Wow. Okay.
And that's why dragons will be kept at a certain level, because people will buy fairies more than dragons.
That's crazy.
Doesn't explain how dragons are not effective against fairy.
No.
But we covered that last episode. Okay, there are 3 things that fairy's not very effective against, Richie.
Okay, so we're gonna go with fire.
Yes.
I don't understand that one.
I think it's so what does fire do to fairy? Nothing. Maybe it's because, here we go. You know how like glitter and tinsel's super flammable?
Brilliant. Yeah, okay, fine. Absolutely. Yes.
So
petals and yeah.
But fire's not super effective against fairy because magical. But when all your kind of attacks are just like glitter and ribbons and tinsel,
it's not going to be very effective.
And smell and cream.
Yes.
Then a Rapidash just stands there and it just all burns up before it even touches his body.
Yeah. That solid.
Great.
I'm happy with that.
You just have to internalize that doesn't mean the fire is super effective against fairy.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Great.
No, it's the attacks that they use.
Yeah.
I'm going to 2 more.
Yeah, 2 more.
Psychic doesn't do anything. It's fighting. I'm gonna stay steel and rock.
Okay. Steel, yes. We'll perhaps understand why that is. next. Not rock. No, rock is nothing.
Rock is nothing.
Nothing. Not very effective against it. No different. Normally effective against it and normally effective.
So it's normally offensive. Normally effective against rock.
Yeah.
But steel, it's super effective. No.
No,
not very effective.
it's half effective.
So steel somehow has magical properties that prevent fairies doing damage to them.
Yeah.
It's weird because in my head I can see like a moonbeam doing nothing to an Agaron.
Or a car.
A car, yes, exactly. Reversey Percy poison.
And Reversey Percy poison.
Reversey Percy poison.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So, yeah. Basically, Reversey Percy, the two Reversey Percys, and fire.
Okay. But I mean, poison's relationship with fairy is I don't get it. Like,
I think if you think of fairy as
Gaia, Mother Earth, and pollution.
Exactly. Think of it as like Gaia, the Fae, an enchanted glade, and all the things which hurt that, like the smogs, pollution, concrete, and no, not concrete, steel buildings.
Yeah, everything that the Galilean wheezing stands for.
Yeah, it apart from itself, because it's fairy as well, right?
No, it's poison and dark, is it not?
No, it's fairy.
Is it?
I think let's
Is it? Ah, that's brilliant. Really, is it fairy type? Oh man.
And you can remember that because if it is the case, hang on, yeah, poison fairy.
Wow.
Because imagine, like, you have an enchanted glade or a glen or something, and then the people come in and they chop up the wood and burn it into coal. But the magic's still there, but it's then disseminated into the gas, the poisonous gas.
Except Galen wheezing fucks everything. Everything.
Killer and wheezing fucks everything we stand for, everything we believe.
Yeah.
It's also not. Sidebar. Which wheezing is better, Galarian wheezing or wheezing?
Wheezing, just normal wheezing.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of Galarian wheezing, and I was excited when it came out because it came out in Pokemon Go before it came out in Scarlet Violet.
Sword Shield.
Sword Shield. And yeah, that was cool, but I think wheezing just it's got a better aesthetic.
So side by side, right? Normal fire, water, electric, grass, ice, the same. Fighting's only half effective against wheezing. Really? Oh my god. Oh yeah, fighting's got that weird. Okay, fighting's not very effective against poison. Reminder, everybody. It's quarter effective against Galarian wheezing. Poison's half effective against itself, but it's straight against. So Galarian wheezing is just normal, affected by poison, whereas wheezing is same.
Okay.
Ground's the same. Flying's the same. Psychic is super effective against both. I think you get an extra 0.25 resistance to bug, if anybody cares. Rock's the same. Ghost the same. Immune to dragon, which is always good.
Yeah, fairy.
Resistant to dark, but then you become weak to steel, and then normal to fairy. It's not too bad, actually. You don't really lose that much. But
No,
you
I mean
gain.
it's a good typing, but still, straight up poison is more fun.
Yeah, and you know where you are as well if you're an idiot like me. You don't have to remember anything. Just think ground and psychic.
Yeah.
Not that bug is 0.25 effective against it. Anyway, so is that it? Do we crack fairy?
I think we cracked fairy. Steel. Why is it?
Still,
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why is it resistant? Well, because it's it's a big logging machine coming through and cutting up the trees.
No, that's the other way round then.
Oh yeah, that is. I mean, it is the other way around as well.
So
because
how about
yeah,
rocks are just rocks, but
rocks are just
steel's
rocks.
but steel's
agree.
refined rocks,
Uh-huh.
and it still has oh god, it's able to resist impurities, and because fays and fairies all live in their mystical glade, they're just
Yeah.
not used to modern times,
Yeah.
and therefore steel is just an element or that they just can't comprehend because it's skyscraper, it's a car, whereas mechanisms and machines of man and refinements of man and things like that are just completely alien to it. That's why it can't.
So like a murder robot comes in, and it's got like a big buzzsaw, and it's collecting all the logs and all the fairy, and like, no, that you're destroying our homes.
Yeah, and they're just throwing petals at it.
Yeah,
it's
or
doing
they're like
nothing.
they're doing like a enchanting dance, and it's not very effective because it's just a robot.
Yeah, I think that works.
Perfect, nailed it.
Okay. Now we move on to our final type.
Final type, everybody. I hope you remembered the other, however many it is, 78 ways of which remembering the types. We're down to our last.
We're almost done with this segment.
Almost done.
Right, so Farley, you have steel. Steel is super effective as a move against 3 types.
Yes.
What are those 3 types?
I know these well. One is fairy, as we've just established.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the few things that are, and I just have a resounding memory of, bringing out a Steelix or an Aggron against a Jigglypuff or a whatever.
Dash
Rock, my beloved rock types.
Correct.
Established are just a cheaper steel.
Ghetto steel.
A ghetto steel, and if you have a fist made of a rock against a fist made of metal, your rock fist is probably gonna lose. And then other one, steel, super effective against ice.
Correct.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
Much like rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we remember that? So I guess you've gone through some quite distinct ways to remember it. So we've got the fairy one, which is like the fairies just can't handle robots and therefore are weak to them.
Yeah.
Rock, because steel is harder than rock.
Steel is harder than rock.
And it would break it.
Yeah.
Ice would just crumble because steel.
Just smash. Yeah. I mean, you use a chainsaw to carve ice, right?
That's a good way. That's a really good way. Yeah. Use mechanism. Yeah. Cool.
There we go. Boom.
Nice, easy. So, not very effective.
I have no fucking idea.
So steel is not very effective against 4 types.
Or
4 types.
4.
So you're doing metal sound against
something.
I don't even know if that's an attacking move. I feel like
I think it just reduces something.
Yeah. Okay. What's a steel move?
No, isn't metal sound like mirror coat or counter, but for all damage.
Maybe. Anyway, you're doing Steel Fist against.
That's not a move. That's not.
What? There's a biting move that's steel.
Still bite. God, name a fucking steel move. What's Metagross's horrible one?
Oh, Meteor Mash.
Yeah, Meteor Mash. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. You're doing Meteor Mash.
You're doing Meteor
against
Mash.
Something.
Yeah, 4 different types, and it's just not doing much. It's kind of rubbish.
Not doing much. They're walking away afterwards.
Yeah.
Who would you hit with a girder and be like, eh? Who could you hit with a girder? If you hit a normal person with a girder, I mean, that would hurt.
Bullet Punch was the one I was thinking of, not Metal Fist.
Bullet Punch. Metal Fist.
I mean, literally, the animation for it is metal. I guarantee in Japanese it's Metal Fist.
It probably is Metal Fist. Let's see what we've got. We've got Autotomize, Bullet Punch, Doom Desire. Fuck, man.
Doom Desire? A concentrated bundle of light blasts the target.
Wow, 140 damage. Who let that's got to be
yeah, it's got to be
Jirachi or something.
Yeah, that is Jirachi.
Yeah,
only Jirachi.
Okay, signature move. Flash Cannon, Gear Grind, Gyro Ball, Heavy Slam, Iron Defense, Iron Head, Iron Tail, King's Shield, Magnet Bomb, Metal Burst, Metal Claw, Metal Sound. It lowers special defense. Meteor Mash, Mirror Shot, Shift Gear, Steel Wing. Okay.
There's no bitey one. I think I'm mixing up with the Tyrannosaurus Pokemon. It has like Steel Jaw or something like that, which makes all bitey moves better.
Yeah. Yeah, despite the fact that there's no steel biting move. Okay.
What's the goddamn name of the Pokemon?
Tyrantrum?
Tyrantrum, yeah.
So, steel. It's not very effective against. So you hit a person with a girder, that's going to hurt. If you hit a fire with a girder,
it wouldn't be very effective.
Hey, if you slapped a puddle with a girder,
it would splash everywhere and wouldn't be very effective.
Okay. If you slapped some grass with the girder, it would flatten the grass, I guess.
And it would squish all the chlorophyll in it, and it would die. It is normal effective.
Okay. If you hit some thunder with a girder, it's not going to do anything.
Sure, even though it would probably conduct it, and it's not very effective against. Steel is not very effective against electricity.
What? As in, it's half effective. Is that one of the 3?
Yep.
4.
That's one of the 4. Yeah. So fire is not very effective. Water not very effective.
Steel's not very effective against fire, water,
and electricity. Yeah.
So the elemental triangle minus grass and with electric.
Exactly that one. Yeah.
Okay. Weird. Ground.
Normal effective.
Rocket super effective. Fairy, it's super effective. Dragon? Maybe some mystery thing.
No, you can hit a dragon with a girder all you want.
All day, okay.
It seems like you're best to think physical, because everything that's sort of
physical, yeah.
Apart from the elemental triangle, which are just sort of elemental, anything else that's sort of like in the magical side of things, is just like
can't handle steel, can't handle mobile phones.
Yeah, it's just normal. Everything's normal. It's like if you were to hit, a robot with a girder. If you were to be a robot and hit things with a girder, like it's just normal, effective, flying, psychic, fighting.
Bug?
Bug, yeah, absolutely. Just normal type, normal effective.
Weird. I don't think it's dark. It's not dragon. I think it's go. Oh, is it? Is it itself?
Yes.
Okay, fine. That kind of makes sense. Actually.
Yeah, I accidentally said it. If you're a robot getting hit by a girder,
It's not very effective.
yeah, if you think of that moment in Terminator 2 where literally like T-1000 has a girder on a chain rail and is like ramming it into the robot's head, it does knock him out, but then, he comes back to life.
Yeah, it doesn't it do? So let's recap. Steel is not really effective against fire, water, electric, and steel.
Yeah.
Okay. It's much like fairy, it's those fucky little ones like electric and fire, which I will never remember. Not that you have to remember them these days because the game tells you, but
yeah, like steel is weak to fire as well. Like that is a reversey Percy.
Reversey Percy, we like those.
Yeah.
Water I can understand because things will rust, but then water has nothing against steel.
Yeah, it is weird because
I think if you just think of the Titanic, it just sinks. It's too heavy. It just sinks.
But it's like everything about rock feels like it's like steel feels like an upgrade of rock, but none of these make any sense.
No.
They don't really correlate with rock in any fashion.
No. Apart from the not being very effective against steel.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel slightly better about rock type now. I didn't realise steel had so many half effectivenesses.
Yeah, rock type like only has a few, but it can fuck up things like
Fire.
Yeah.
Ice.
Yeah.
Still good enough. Still.
Flying.
Flying. Yeah, still doesn't do anything to flying.
Bug. Remember, squish a bug with a rock.
Okay, but you can't squish a bug with a girder?
Nope, you cannot.
Well-known aspect of bugs. It's the resistant to frying pans and girders.
Skyscrapers.
Skyscrapers? Yeah, well, because, you can get an infestation.
Yeah, that's true. You always have to think of bug as multiple, like a swarm. Always, yeah.
Swarm. Okay, so still, I guess, if you're a robot fighting in lava, that's not really very good.
No. But you gotta remember that you're like, you're made of steel, so you're punching something that's really hot. You're gonna melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, you don't want to punch hot things.
No.
Yeah.
Because you'll melt.
Yeah.
You don't want to fight...
No. See, that's the wrong way round. That's the reversey Percy. It's like fire is good against steel because you can melt it.
Yeah.
Why is steel not good against fire?
Because if you're using Metal Fist, it's a new move we'll see in Gen 10 for sure. If you're using Metal Fist, right, first of all, fire punch is doing damage. Oh, fuck, I'm a bit melty. I'll punch... What's his face? Macargo back.
Yeah.
Punch him. Oh no! Now I'm just hurting myself.
Yeah.
I'm just helping him do his job.
But that's not the way to remember it, because you don't want it to be about hurting yourself. It's got to be why does the metal not do any harm to the fire type?
To the fire, yeah.
So like, I don't know a good way to sort of maybe like Mag Cargo, because it is made of.
I think Macargo's weak to steel because of the rock.
Yeah, of course. Oh, great.
Nice.
What's another good?
Hang on, does it neutralize? Does it neutralize? It should neutralize, become one-time effective.
Yeah.
Is that how this works?
Yes, it does.
This actually works.
Yes.
Yes, that's how it actually works. Okay.
So let's take a Charizard.
Right.
If you get
flying
punched,
around, doing flamethrower, you do Meteor Mash.
It's not going to be very effective on the fire type because as your fist grows closer and closer to the fire type, it actually does melt, which softens the blow because
Okay.
it's all just liquid metal. And fire
Very good.
types are just they don't mind the heat, so like it's just it's a squidge. It's like a punch that turns into a squidge because it melts
There you
into
go.
a liquid metal.
Great. Sort of the
Easy
same.
to remember.
but-
Easy
but-
to remember.
Easy to remember. Okay. Water.
Right. So
I get. Okay. So steel is also bullets, right? So imagine there's a tsunami coming, right? You're like, fuck this tsunami. Pull out an automatic rifle. It's doing nothing.
and
Yeah.
also if you were a skyscraper,
Yeah.
you're not going to be too happy with tsunami either.
No. But if you're a skyscraper attacking a tsunami,
Yeah.
why aren't you going to be very effective? Just think about the bullets, or think about the sword. You know, if you cut a waterfall, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
It's like water.
But why is steel? Fighting not half effective against water? Then that bugs me.
It's fighting, not half effective against water.
She's
I
got a
don't know.
guy sort of punching the air and
Yeah, the
punching
guy
a
can punch
tsunami.
his way out. Yeah, well, yeah, because if the tsunami's coming, right? If you do a super big Dragon Ball, it's gonna dissipate the tsunami.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got a sword, no, or a gun, no, or a skyscraper, no, or a bulldozer, no. Then electric, I just can't understand this one at all.
I'm guessing because electric,
Yeah,
like, I mean, annoyingly, if we were to take an electric type such as Pikachu
yeah,
getting slapped by a girder,
yeah. It's gonna go bye fly across the room.
yeah, it really is. But
If you unload an AK-47 into Didene,
it's gonna be full of holes.
apparently, much like a tsunami, it's gonna not be as damaged as it might be.
But like, okay, let's not think about specific examples. Let's assume that a Pokemon's body is made up of electrical energy.
Yeah,
When a metal punch happens,
Yeah.
metal fist happens,
yeah.
because electricity is conductive,
Yeah.
the impact is actually less.
Just using a fire example. Switching up for electric. Okay.
Be-
Yeah.
because part of the electric Pokemon's being can just
Yeah.
sort of handle the electric current, and therefore it's exactly what I'm sort of saying.
It's the same. Well, maybe you think of water. So imagine like a Saturday morning TV kids cartoon, right? And then the monster of the week this week is an electric monster.
Yeah,
Like made of ziggy zaggy electric.
yeah, like the Eric Bana Hulk film. The end, his dad becomes an electric thing,
Yeah.
or electro, or whatever.
Yeah. Think about just pure electric energy.
Yeah.
You can't cut that with a sword. You can't shoot with a gun.
You also can't punch it with a fist either. Like, it doesn't work for me. Why specifically is steel not good? Because steel is utilized by electricity.
Is it? I don't think steel's conductive.
Metal is conductive. Yeah, no, it's a good
Is
point.
steel conductive?
I want to say yes. I think you could put something
think
through
you-
a spoon and it'd be absolutely fine.
Because if you put a fork into a plug socket, you're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. It's conductive.
It is conductive.
But there are different types. Yeah, no, it's definitely conductive. I mean, it gets hot.
well, that's it. That's heat. That's different. We've established that fire is zero. Yes, steel conducts electricity and heat.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, I don't. Okay, I'm not satisfied with that, but
I'm not
we
satisfied
have
with
to
that
move
either
on.
yet. We have to, yes.
And then last but not least,
Why is a girder not effective against a girder?
because if you're a robot with a girder and you hit another robot with a girder, it's not as effective as it would be against anything else.
Anything else?
Apart from, it seems, Dedenne, Flareon, and fucking Azurill.
Isn't Azurill fairy type?
I don't know, when does it get fairy? Azurill. Can we fairy?
Anyway, let's just say another water type and the other easy water type.
Oh my god, dude.
What?
Azurill? What type is Azurill?
I'm
The
good.
The baby one.
Oh fuck! They're all normal type, aren't they? Or is it water? It must be water. Water and fairy.
Normal and fairy.
Normal and fairy. There's no water.
There's no water.
You know what? I don't think we are qualified to be
to do this 7-part podcast.
normal and fairy.
Yeah. And then Maryl's water and fairy. And then Azumarill. I thought Azumarill was fighting, dude.
No, it's water and fairy. Yeah, I would have. But Azurill is normal and fairy. There's no water in there at all. Like I know that all of the baby ones get like a normal type, but that's
really, is Smoochum normal? Oh fuck me. Is Smoochum normal?
Smoochum.
Is Smoochum ice? Smoochum psychic?
I mean,
dude,
it's gonna be normal and psychic, isn't it?
Ice and psychic is fine. Same.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good. But like Khalifa and Igglybuff. Oh wait a minute, they were normal to start off with.
Elekid
Elekid and Thingy were definitely fire.
Why not is definitely psychic.
So why am I saying this normal
ship.
type? What about Togepi?
What about Togepi? Togepi's normal.
Yeah, but becomes fairy.
No, Togepi's... No, man, Togepi's just fairy!
You're kidding me?
No, Togepi's fairy. Then Togetic is fairy flying. And then Togekiss is fairy flying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Togepi's not normal? We should... This is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for us.
Yeah. I don't know where I got this normal thing from. I think...
Did they change it?
Oh, no.
Then?
Yes, they did. They did. So Togepi was normal from Generation 2 till 5. Then switched to Fairy.
This is what gets us.
Same with Igglybuff and same with Cleffa. Which makes sense because they were all kind of thingies. But other baby Pokemon, Tyrogue is always fighting. Smoochum is always Ice and Psychic. Same with Elekid and Magby. They stay the same. Azurill was just normal from 3 to 5.
Okay.
And then
they gave it Fairy.
And Fairy through all evolutions.
That's confusing.
Why not? Stayed Psychic as well.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought that was normal.
No. Bonsly is the other one.
Bonsly was Rock to start off with. Chingling Psychic. Buddew was Grass and Poison. Stays Grass and Poison. Mime Junior.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go on.
Psychic, and then became Psychic and Fairy, and then Mime became Psychic.
Yeah.
Happiny normal. Munchlax normal, which makes sense. Rilu is just fighting.
Okay.
And
so it gets its
Lucario
when it gets
when it gets older.
Smart.
And the water and flying for Mantike. stays as water flying.
Yes.
And the other one that's considered a baby Pokemon is Toxel.
Toxel, yeah.
And that stays electric and poison. So my my statement of normal just completely. I mean, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. What a note to end on.
I see. It's very, very weird. Like Togepi, like I think that's just right for me because I thought when it became Togetic, it was like fairy and flying, but fairy didn't exist until Gen 6. Like, what am I thinking?
Yeah. So what? Did it just used to be normal and flying?
Yeah.
Imagine that. You evolve and you become a fucking Pidgey.
Yeah. Even worse. Although you do get Serene Grace's Togekiss. Yeah. But you have to wait till Gen 4 till that.
They really did that line. I mean, that's been buffed, right? Got an evolution and a better type.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I quite like Togetic. It's just I can never go through the process of wanting to like Togepi. And it's only because of the
anime.
Entirely the anime that's ruined it.
Me too. I have every game, because pretty much every game gifts you a Togepi. And in order to fill out the decks, you kind of have to evolve one, and you have to.
You have to evolve it by make it happy. Yeah, and it's like I resent that. Yeah.
Slot on your team. You have to fit it buried and make sure it doesn't die. And I think every single Togetic I've ever been gifted or whatever, I've called something like, cock or fuck off or trade away or
But the other flip side of it is, I love metronome, like random factor, like attractor. It's so cool. But yeah, just it's never. It's not competitive. Why would you? I like it, but I don't like it. I had a Serene Grace Togetic.
Also, why is Togepi just fairy? It's just an egg. It's an egg with arms.
Yeah.
It's just an egg with arms.
They just gave it fairy type. Why not? I mean, it's I suppose, but it does evolve into something that looks like a fairy. With the little wings. I can't believe how long Togetic. It was 2-3 generations. The Togetic just existed as the evolution of Togepi.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, how depressing is that?
And then these days, it's like, Duraludon. So, okay, this is quite a cool competitive Pokemon in its own. It's like a steel tower, and it from Gigantamax into steel tower. Nah, it's not enough. In fact, we want to make it better by giving it evolution. See, you could always just chuck an Eviolite on Duraludon. Whereas back in the day, Richie, our equivalent was Togetic.
Oh dear!
It's the power creep of the franchise. Anyway, happily, that brings us to the end of our quick and easy way to remember it. So if you're heading to a regional, a nationals, and you want to get this information baked into your head, listen to all 18 parts of this podcast, and you'll easily remember whether Metal Punch is super effective against Air type, whether your metal moves are good against electric or not. What a journey.
Yeah, and remember to watch the film Ghost in order to interpret.
There's like 4 different things you will easily remember if you've seen the film Ghost. So if you've not seen the film Ghost, watch it and then you'll know for next time.
Right, that guy's a maniac.
Why is there no metal bite move?